Hi y'all! Welcome to a new video series. This video is the first in a small series I'm doing about emergency preparedness. At the time of filming this video, the first big fire of fire season in my state is burning. And that's a sobering reminder that our emergency preparedness is not nearly as far along as it should be, and that I'd like it to be. I decided to make this series because I know how overwhelming it can be to try and figure out how to prepare and what you should be preparing for, and how do you prepare your kids, and how do you prepare your pets, and how do you prepare your elderly parents who live with you. There's a lot of different things to consider. And since I'm doing the research to emergency prep for my own family, I thought I would share what I've learned with you guys. I do want to mention that I am not an emergency preparedness expert. This is just research that I have done, and if I say something that is contrary to what you have heard, it's absolutely possible that I might not be right about it. So I encourage you to use this as a guide, not as, a definite do this or don't do that or what have you. So in the description of all these videos, you can find the sources that I used for the information that I'm giving, some different resources of places you can buy pre-made kits, that sort of thing. There are multiple parts on this topic that I will be talking about. Each part or section is going to be its own little video. Some will be longer than others. Including this intro video, there should be 7 videos. I'll just do a brief overview now of what each of these videos is going to hold. So this intro is video number 1. So video number 2 is going to be titled Know Your Area. In this video, I'll be talking about evacuation routes out of your neighborhood, out of your town, how to know, what emergency to prepare for in your area, how to prepare an evacuation map of your house, and knowing where to go if you have to evacuate. Another thing I'll talk about is how to choose meeting points for your family and where they should be. In video number 3, I'll be talking about your family. Who are the people that need to be accounted for in the event of an emergency and possibly an evacuation? This includes your family, your pets, anyone who lives at home with you that's not part of your family. It can include neighbors or even people in a different part of town. I will also discuss choosing emergency contacts in this section. Video number 4, which will probably be the longest, I'll be talking about roles, so family roles. In any part of emergency planning and preparedness, whether that's the actual preparation, upkeep, preparing for an emergency evacuation, or actually evacuating, different parts of the family are going to be able to do different roles. I'll be talking about what defensible spaces are and why they're so important. In this discussion, I'll talk about what to do when you're actually evacuating, how to drive when you're evacuating, and what happens if you get trapped in your car. I'll also talk about what to do if you get trapped at home and can't evacuate, and how your evacuation plans may need to adjust if one person or multiple people aren't home when the evacuation has to happen. In video number 5, I'll talk about emergency kits. There are a couple different kinds of emergency kits and that you'll want to know about, that you'll want to prepare. This includes what to keep next to your bed at night, what should be in a standard 72-hour kit, and what special things need to be accounted for if members of your family are very young, very old, or disabled. I'll talk about what to put in a pet emergency evacuation kit and what you might want to keep in your car. Also in this video, I'll talk about long-term food storage and what foods to avoid and what foods tend to keep the longest, and also what to watch out for to make sure your food isn't being stored in a way that will make it spoil faster. In video number 6, I'll talk about your belongings. If you have to evacuate and you have time, which is key, what, besides the living creatures in your house, do you bring with you? Besides your 72-hour kits, what things are necessary and what things are just nice to have? I'll also discuss how to prepare and keep important documents safe for evacuation. Finally, in the last video, video number 7, I'll talk about practicing for evacuation and the resources. I'll give you a couple different scenarios and levels of evacuation to consider that you and your family should practice. Practice is absolutely key to staying calm and knowing what to do in an emergency. In this video, I'll also talk about where I got my sources from and where some good places to get the pieces for your emergency kits are. As I said already, all links, including a copy of the slides that I used for these videos, can be found down below in the video description. See you in the next video!